Hi everyone, I'm Peggy Rometo and this is the Weekly Wake Up. Okay, so for those of you that follow along these weekly wake ups, you may have noticed that I missed last week. So there's never any accident. I tried many times to sit down to do the weekly wake up and something would happen. The computer wouldn't work, or somebody would walk into the room and I would get distracted, all these crazy little things. And it was interesting because I always learn from everything, or at least I try to learn from everything. And one of the things that occurred last week was, in the world around us influences us. And if we allow it, that energy, that conversation can influence our own intuition, our ability to make decisions, our ability to be clear, our ability to be accurate. And one of the things I realized was I had a really deep experience with fear, and fear coming through in my channeling, and fear in a way that is very uncomfortable for me. And I've gotten many messages in the past, when something negative was going to happen and then it would happen. So I have a history of my connection being accurate. So when this information came through, there was a part of it that felt off, there's a part of it that felt true. And so in your life, I want you to be able to pay attention. When information comes in, you want to notice, okay, wow, that feels familiar, but underneath it, does it really feel like it's truthful? And one of the things that we're training ourselves to do is to let go and then allow our environment to show us, or to allow ourselves to get right with the information. And sometimes, because we have the law of attraction, if we're wrong, we can gain evidence for being wrong as well. So in other words, if we get a piece of information that's inaccurate, the universe can validate that inaccuracy as being true too. So at the end of the day, we really have our gut instinct, right? We really have that deeper, more profound connection. So what happened with the weekly wake up is it didn't happen. And at the end of the week, I believe it was Thursday, I was out running and I had this whole experience of being connected to fear as opposed to love. And that for myself, that information was infiltrating the truth, whatever question I would ask or whatever. And this is in relationship to my own life, right? I'm very good, as most people are, with being able to look at somebody else's life and go, aha, this is what's happening for them. But when it comes to our own lives, right, it's more difficult. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you guys to benefit from my experience so that maybe you don't have to. So it's just as easy to plant a seed in darkness and watch it grow as it is in light and watch it grow. So you want to be aware that the universe, that we're the creators, and the universe is going to create with us. And if we're planting seeds of fear, the universe is going to give us more fear. And if we're planting seeds of positivity, the universe will give us more positivity. So last week I was planting a lot of fear seeds. I knew something was off. I knew something wasn't quite right in my own life with information as it was coming in. And by the end of the week, by Thursday, I had this whole epiphany, and I could actually locate it in my body, that fear, that seed of fear. So you want to notice for yourself, if you're getting information, it just feels a little bit off or it feels a little bit wonky, just keep letting it go and keep asking for the truth to be revealed. And it may take a couple days, it may take a couple weeks, but just hang in there with it and you'll get to the truth. So that's what happened last week for me. So there was no mistake that I didn't do a weekly wake up, because I certainly wouldn't want to channel anything from fear. And it is a wake-up call for all of us to pay attention. Are we planting seeds in darkness, or are we planting seeds in the light, right? Because either can grow. So knowing that, let's look forward and see what's positive for this week. And I want you, as always, to be able to play along. So we do that with our breath. We inhale and we let go. And as you let go of any fear conversation, let go of any anxiety. And our breath does that automatically, right? So we take 3 long breaths and we let go, and we'll open to see what's available for us this week. So let's go ahead and tune in and see what's there. So this week, what's available for us is our ability to deepen within ourselves our ability to trust ourselves, to trust our environment, to trust that we have the answers. So, which lets me know that this week there may be things that are coming up to challenge us or coming up to make us discern, is that really true? Is it not true? And the best way to do that would be to be able to step back in the moment, pause, just see what's there, see what's coming up. And sometimes, just like with the weekly wake up, when I was off base, I did nothing. So sometimes it's okay to do nothing until you get clarity. But this week, you're really being asked to trust yourself. You're really being asked to let go of any insecurity or fear or self-doubt or that you don't know. And so you want to let all that go, because at the end of the day, you really have the answers for your life. You do. You do. More than I do for your life, you have the answers for your life. And to get that, or to cultivate it, we want to keep letting go, we want to keep trusting, and we want to keep asking specific questions. So this week, there's this big opportunity for you to trust yourself, to be able to open doors to new conversation and dialogue. Some of you will be given a contract. Some of you will be given opportunities to do something new. Some of you will be inventive or creating a new aspect to make money from. They're showing me that some of you have some creative stuff that's happening that's going to be an offshoot of what you're already doing that's going to generate some money, and that's good. The biggest thing is not to get ahead of yourself this week, because there's a lot of forward momentum or forward energy. So you're being asked not to get ahead of yourself this week, to take your time, to use your discernment, right? Which is just breathing lower in the body, dropping further into the body. And the way we do that is with our breath. Just if it helps to close your eyes and follow that breath all the way down into the belly and then let go. And that's going to give you a greater sensation of feeling grounded, so the information can come in, making it easier to determine if it's true or not. Okay, so let's see what else is in store for us this week. So there's going to be there's potential to have dialogue with family members that's really important, that really healing can happen it could be a situation that's been going on for a long time, and now you're figuring it out, you're getting the answers, you're moving through the less difficult part of it. It feels like there's some momentum that's kind of happening. So for those of you that have been stuck in some family dynamics, you might see that kind of opening up with new solutions and new ideas and new conversations. And I don't feel like you have to do anything with it. In other words, I don't feel like you have to go out and actively make it happen. I feel like that could be just part of what unfolds for you this week, are just some healing opportunities with the family dynamics of people that you're close to and where situations have been stuck or uncomfortable. Okay, let's see what else there might be. You're being asked to really take time to listen to yourself this week, to really stop and to unplug from what's going on around you. And that, again, that's that fear, right? So some of you never have any problems with fear. Other people get stuck in it, okay? And so if you're sitting around with people and they're talking about terrorism, or they're talking about, the things that happened in Las Vegas, or they're talking about hurricanes, or they're talking about earthquakes, right? Because we've had so much trauma in different ways, or maybe personally what's going on for you. You want to be aware that that information that's out there, if you're listening to something that's really fear-based, that is likely to influence you. So you want to just make sure that you're always letting go. Like when you end a conversation, really end it, really let go of it energetically. Because what maybe some of you aren't realizing is that you're empathic, and you can pick up other people's feelings and ideas and conversations, and then that can influence you. So if the way you would know that is if you're around a conversation and people are talking about war, they're talking about all these things that are in the news and people are afraid of it, and then you go to sleep and then you have a dream about war, right? You've likely been influenced by the conversation or the dialogue, as opposed to it being validating information. So it could be, but more than likely it's not. So learning how to disconnect is really important. And we do that with our breath. We can also do it with water. So it's just an opportunity for you to pay attention this week, to always keep shifting your focus to the positive. That doesn't mean that we live our life with our head in the sand, right? No, it's about choosing to always be positive, choosing to take whatever situation there is going on in your life and adding the focus of happiness or positivity to it. And this week, you're going to have an easier time of being able to do that. And you're going to be able to trust yourself. There's more support for us to be able to really stop, slow down, and listen. So there's a little bit more of stillness or happiness in this week than maybe, let's say, the last couple of weeks that have a lot of more frenetic energy. And as we know, a lot of difficult things that have been happening in the world. So it feels like this is an opportunity for us to get more grounded in ourselves, no matter what's going on around us, and then to pay attention to that deeper knowing. Okay, you guys, I know that this was a little bit maybe different than what we've done in the past, but I really wanted to make sure that I hopefully clarified why we didn't have a weekly wake up last week, and I hope it has taught you as well to be able to know that we can plant seeds in darkness, and we can plant seeds in the light, and how that then influences us in our day-to-day. So just stop, pay attention, and ask yourself, what kind of seeds am I sowing? All right, have an amazing week, you guys. Love you all, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week.